Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to the show. That's the, I don't think I can say it any faster but hey, we are glad that you are listening along with us. We feel like you're right here. There's an empty seat for you, in fact.
Yes.
And
We're
Tony?
imagining you there.
Yes, and you know what? That would imply that the third seat is occupado.
Is it?
It is. Seat occupier, who are you?
Hi, my name's Tom. I should explain who I am more than that, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
My name's Tom Butler. You may know me from all kinds of stuff. Probably the radio, CD 101, 102.5, 92.9. I've played in 17 zillion bands over the years.
Is that an exact number?
It is 17 zillion 34.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I just round it, you know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think I've worked at almost every record shop in town.
Yeah. So all of our Columbus and or Ohio listeners are probably very familiar with you. Outside of that, now they have a very good idea of like, okay, you got a lot of touch points. Mm-hmm. And I think it's worth mentioning that you do have a new endeavor. We can just touch on, we're going to get all the details in the interview, but you want to drop that? The record store.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to open a record shop.
It's a prompt.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, cool, what do I talk about? I've got 37 things going on. 3 of them will actually happen. You know, but yeah, Rebecca and I are finally opening a brick and mortar for Butler Records.
Right.
And that will be located at 8.
Who is not your lawyer.
Who is
right?
not my lawyer, not my attorney. She is my fiance.
Yes. Well, fiance.
My fiance.
Where will it be?
It will be at 897 East Main Street, so maybe 3 or 4 blocks in from Parsons.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm really going to kind of try to lean on my own personal tastes. We're not going to be able to keep up with some of the bigger shops in town. So it's, you know, I'm going to lean really heavily into my alternative and my, you know, indie rock stuff and all my punk and hardcore and hip hop. And I mean, there's going to be everything, but
ish. Probably not a whole bunch of country. Probably not a whole bunch of classical.
Yeah, you're probably not going to find... there'll be some country, but the country section will be, you know, incredibly tightly curated.
Old country.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be Waylon and Merle and Willie and you know, my favorite,
Johnny.
Jerry Reed.
And Jerry.
Yeah, and Johnny.
Jerry,
but
Waylon,
yeah.
and Willie.
Now, will you be wearing a Butler uniform so you could be the record butler?
Oh, man.
Very possibly. You know, all my life I
That's
haven't...
a free one. You can have that's the second freebie today.
I really haven't had to... This is sort of funny. I haven't ever... Throughout my life, you'd think that Butler jokes would be really the obvious one.
Because most people think, no, I'm not going to do that because you've probably heard that a million
I
times.
do it at every turn.
And there are way, way easier things to make fun of me for.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, I'm super excited about the record shop.
That's cool.
We're hoping to be open by August. We're in there now. We're getting it built out. I'm trying to build inventory. We'll have a big blowout when it happens.
You can fill us in a whole bunch more about that because there's you know, it's good to understand like how and why and all that business.
Sure.
So aside from that, Tom's a good friend, and I thought, wow, this would be a great a trifecta, if you will.
A triumvirate.
No, just a trifecta. So we've got, you know, a bunch of touch points for all of us listening because at some point in time we connect at every one of those points. So should be great. Should be great.
Will be great. Not should be. It will be great.
It will be great. Okay, so that's the intro. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Tony.
There's the podcast.
Okay. All right. So we have a few announcements.
I have an announcement too, but go ahead.
Oh, good. Well, Tony, to lead off the announcements, why do we have a couple of announcements specifically?
Well, in case you weren't listening, Todd.
Yes.
This is our 10th anniversary.
And everybody who has been is like, oh my God, stop.
And as we approach the end of this year, we will be approaching our 500th episode.
Yes. More to come when that happens. We're going to basically do this whole thing.
We're gonna, yeah. So get used to it, folks.
Yes, and I've narrowed that down to, I believe, the first, somewhere in the first 3 weeks of December.
Ooh.
Yeah, right in line for like sending off the year.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. And we've got, anyways, that's a long way to go. We just cracked the top off the summer right now.
Yeah.
So
anyhow, as part of our 10th anniversary celebration, we're doing a number of giveaways.
That is correct.
Some of the people we've had on the show have provided us with pedals and books and all kinds of goodies that we can give away. And today we have an old tape, or old tapes.
You want to try that again, big boy?
Yes.
Okay.
And today, and it's funny because I'm wearing my Sketchy Sound shirt today. I must have known that.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yes, this is the custom version.
Yeah,
so it's in all white
of old tapes
with the black cassette tape and orange knobs.
Orange knobs.
And our friend at Sketchy Sounds was kind enough to make 2 of these for us. And I tell you what, if you're into it, and I kind of talked to him about it already, but if you want this specific model, he'll do it. He'll hook you up. He'll do it for you. So with the orange knobs and all that stuff. So
what if I want blue knobs?
you can get those too.
Okay.
You might have to.
Or what
wait
if
a
I
while.
want a different knob?
You can get any
color?
of them that you want.
Okay.
But specifically, if you want this one, he's gonna super duper get it taken care of you for it.
Nice.
He'll do it.
Yeah. I like
anyways,
that. So
this is a great pedal.
Pedal.
It's not. When you see it, it almost looks like a dual delay. But
or as we say in the business, a dual A.
Delay, yes. On the left-hand side, it's got that's where you hold, so you can hold the LFO.
It's a hold, not a tap tempo.
Right. Or damp it. So if you need to cut off the trails, it just goes whoomp. So that's kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, it's useful.
It's got ramp, depth, time, mix, which is nice. So, I guess in lieu of a volume, that is where, you can either... Right.
You know what would be funny?
Rate. I'm not done.
Okay.
Rate, cycles, and you can EQ the trails. Maybe the tails too.
Can I do my thing now?
Please.
So I had an idea for a delay pedal. It's called the Scarborough Affair delay.
Uh-huh.
And it has knobs for parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Uh-huh. Yes, you should make that. you should bankroll your entire 401k on
401k. I'm taking it out.
Yeah,
I'm rolling the dice.
So, anyways, this is going to
who?
Rick Calhoun.
Rick Calhoun.
Rick Calhoun.
Wow.
Yes. So, Rick, congratulations. This is a great pedal.
Yeah,
I really, really like this pedal.
Yeah,
it's very, very useful. And it sounds, it's super analog-y sounding, just so it's like warm and just, it's nice. Very nice, very nice. So that's going out to you, Rick Calhoun.
Like a nice warm hug.
Thank you for supporting our show for as long as you have.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us. We can't do it without you, and this is a way of thanking you for that. Okay, you have an announcement.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just, it's kind of a feel-good story.
Okay, I have a feel-good one, too.
Because, I'm finding myself more and more allergic to watching and listening to the news for obvious reasons. But today, this is my favorite news story. Boston, Massachusetts, ran out of beer because the Scottish soccer fans drank at least a half dozen bars dry.
Wow.
Sam Adams... It's the Sam Adams tasting room, ran out of beer.
Empty.
And then this other, there was another bar. They said, this is bigger than any St. Patrick's Day we've had. So hats off.
That's a lot to be said.
Hats off to the Scottish soccer fans, football fans, I should say.
I suspect something the same has happened in Dallas today, or I think it was today, because all of the folks from the Netherlands are there. Holy mackerel! It's just a sea of orange, and they are not afraid of the drop. Anyways, okay. Thank you. Now, next, I got a great message from Uday Ram.
Yeah.
He upped his membership to a Grand Poobah, which gets him into the four at the door thing.
Oh, nice.
I'll explain that later, Tom.
All right.
And he sent me this note.
Ah,
Oh, that's precious.
Yes. So Uday has a brand new baby girl.
oh, fantastic.
And sent a picture. She's swaddled with a guitar knob sticker is holding the swaddling together.
Did he name her after you or me?
Fortunately, neither. The baby's name is Sylvie Lakshmi Moon Ram. Yeah, so that's a beautiful name. It's Korean and Indian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that
That's
was really
fantastic.
sweet.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Uday.
and just really, really cool. So he's excited about that, and he shared that with us.
Right?
That's pretty special.
That's pretty special.
So, thank you. That was just terribly sweet of you to do, Uday. And we have great hopes for Sylvie's beautiful future. Okay, let's get into what's going on in our music world this week. Kicking it off with Tanya Belansky,
Yes.
and then we're going to check in with, unless he leaves.
No, he's
Tom.
left.
Tom.
He just
I
left.
did lock the door, so you're stuck.
Excellent.
Yes. Okay,
Smart
go ahead,
move.
Tony.
So I've been restocking my shelves. I had to get some parts in and different things, and I was talking to our friend Kurt Mangan. I ordered some replacement strings because I've been going through tens forever. I don't know why. I used to have like 2 bins loaded on my wall, and I was down to my last set. So I called Kurt, and what's cool about dealing Kurt Mangan Strings, for those who don't know, and Kurt's been on the show.
Yeah.
If you call there, chances are you're going to talk to Kurt, and his history is with. I mean, he started with Ernie Ball. Now he has his own string winding company in Colorado, and I've been using his strings for I don't know, almost 15 years. Let's just say at least 15 years, and I really like the pure nickel strings, but they're not that less expensive, but nickel plated strings are a little less expensive. So I got a box of each. I want to try them out a little bit. And we talked a little bit about that. And he said, well, if you like the pure nickel strings, that's the sound that you're going to gravitate towards. He said, these other ones, they're great strings, but it's a slightly different sound.
Yeah.
But
So for those who may not understand maybe what the difference between a nickel wound or a pure nickel.
So a pure nickel string, the actual wind is nickel, pure
Right.
nickel,
as well as the core
on a steel
wound
core.
string.
No,
It's a steel core.
steel core.
Okay.
But it's the wind.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
the thicker strings is actual pure nickel. The nickel plated strings is a steel core with a steel wind, and then that has been nickel plated.
Right.
So there is less nickel in the in the nickel plated.
So what does nickel give us?
To me, I always liked the sound. It's almost like the string is already broken in. It's a little warmer.
Yeah.
It's not as bright, but that's okay because it stays that way for as long until you have unless you really gum up the strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do that.
Yeah.
I have acid sweat.
Your sweat is literally made of tallow. Do you know what kind of cleaning I had to do on that thing when I got it back? My goodness sakes.
Hey.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm
not telling you anything
just
you don't
as God
already
made
know.
me. Just as God made me.
Yes. Okay.
Anyhow, so I'm going to try them both, and he really said, and he said right now the pure nickel ones have gotten a little more expensive because there is a nickel shortage because it's going into a lot more electronics, semiconductors, different things like that. So the price has gone up a little bit.
You should have someone wind them blind so that you don't know which one is which. Right out of the gate, and just see what the difference is.
Yeah, that's probably the right way to do it.
Yes.
Or have you pull the strings for me and
Yeah.
as I put them on.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Okay.
That'd be a cool experiment.
I would think so, and we should probably actually try it like on a EQ kind of thing, like run it through, like mic it. see
Why
if
must
there's
you
any difference.
overcomplicate everything?
That's
Do you not
That's
trust your
what I
ears
do.
anymore?
well, just yeah, you're right. That's too much. Okay.
Anyhow, that's what I'm doing.
Super duper. Tom, what's going on in the music world?
Yeah, I spent all weekend managing the Rich Street stage at Arts Fest, and I do that every year, and it's always so much fun because generally people are all on time, so I don't have to do a whole lot as far as getting people up and on the stage and off
Are
the
you
stage.
emceeing as well?
Yeah, I generally am the MC as well. And I really kind of love doing it because I love seeing music, but then I'm kind of standing there with everybody's gear, and I get to look down at their pedals and kind of check out and see what people are using, and it's fun. You see so many different things, like you'll see people who just have like a straight Boss pedal board, which
Yep.
I can totally respect. And then you'll see people who have these sort of crazy mishmashes of like, well, I got this and I was able to get this. And then you see the people that have their very meticulously sort of sourced and chosen pedal boards. And that always brings me a lot of joy. And I got to see my buddies in Wax Teeth, who are one of my favorite bands around right now. They're so good.
You want to tell us about Wax Teeth a little bit?
They're an
Great name.
Yeah, they're fantastic. It's just super high energy, instrumental, sort of post-hardcore. And they just have these great guitar sounds, and they have this crazy bass player who has a wireless, and he just runs all throughout the crowd.
Okay.
He's kind of that guy, but he's awesome. And yeah, they're just so good. And I'll be honest, I'm not always drawn to instrumental music.
Wait, does he have super long hair?
The bass player guy?
Yeah.
No, he has very, 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 very short hair.
Okay, because there's another guy in town that does
that.
too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of along those lines. It's like almost like proggy hardcore.
Okay.
Anyway,
Maybe they
I can't
know each
remember.
other.
We played with them actually. I can't remember what the name of the band was. Anyways, maybe they're brothers.
Maybe they're brothers.
Yes.
Separated at birth.
Yeah.
But just so so many great bands. I wanted to shout out another band called Spit Curl, who I had never really heard of, didn't really know anything about them. It was sort of like a little like that band Wednesday, where it's it's kind of twangy, but it's kind of shoegazy too. And they just really struck that balance really well, and just kind of hit a bunch of sweet spots for me.
Nice.
And that's always
Spit
so
Curl.
cool. Spit Curl, yeah. And you always kind of think, especially you're involved in Columbus music, and as long as I have been, I'm always like, well, I know all the bands, and I know everybody who's like. Everybody's been in a band, and I know what their new band is, but I just there's something so nice about that surprise that you're just not really expecting, know.
That's
But
cool.
They were really cool, yeah. And then I was really excited today. So in addition to opening my own record shop, I work at a shop in Johnstown called Tiffy's Tunes, which is a fantastic record shop, especially if you're in the area. It's like the only shop for like 30 miles. And I got a record today by a 90s screamo band called The Red Scare that I've been trying to hunt down forever. And I just I'm really into 90s screamo right now. I don't know why.
I know why.
Because I'm from the 90s.
Well, yeah, that.
And I'm angry.
Everybody needs a little
Little on edge.
Yeah. Everybody's a little on edge
We're
right
going
now.
to see a
Makes
lot of those
sense.
bands coming up.
Yeah.
What about you, Todd? What's going on in your musical world this week?
We had a show this weekend, which I was just absolutely
Oh,
ecstatic
that's how
about.
I should have mentioned that.
Yes.
But go ahead.
So
I'll chime in.
Tony went, and it was great. We had a band from Texas, from Austin, Texas, called Flags. They are touring right now.
Cool.
At least for the next couple weeks. And they were really great. I really enjoyed them. 2 dudes, 2 girls, and everybody's playing something. So it was really cool.
I like that.
2 guitars, bass, and a drums, and it was like kind of I think really edgy, like surf, but surf gaze, edgy surf gaze. That's what I'm going to say.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. Now they might be shaking their heads radically at this because and if you guys are listening, I did try to turn them on in the show because I'm like, hey, you guys have 2 guitars, come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was great playing with you.
Well, 3 guitars technically.
Yes, that is correct.
Don't
Don't discount the
diss,
bass.
Yeah,
no,
don't
the bass,
diss the bass.
The bass is right up there, right?
And then
right up there.
and then Mumula came on a local band that
Yep.
their shtick is kind of instrumental surf and then some vocal things, and they wear
mummy bandages on
Mummy
their face
bandages
and
on
a fez.
And a fez. And the fez
Fezzes.
looks surprisingly similar to our
Yes,
fez.
yes.
Only without the guitar knobs.
Probably the same manufacturer, hand manufactured. I
Yes.
think. And then we had Never Knew, which is Matt Hart's band. So you've heard us say Matt Hart for years.
Yeah.
He's a
Poet emeritus.
Yep, and he's a professor of poetry.
Yeah.
And he got play. So it was great. It was a great night. And
I have to say, now I liked you guys very
Thank you.
much, but to me, Never Knew kind of stole the show.
okay,
I mean,
Matt will be happy to hear that.
I
Good-
mean,
good,
I
good
re-
for you, Matt.
I mean, I really liked the stuff. They were a 3-piece band. He had an vocal effects processor
Yeah.
that he was working.
He had a
and
lot
thing.
of pedals.
Lots of pedals, and he was just. I mean, he was
Great
spastic.
energy. Yeah.
Spastic on the guitar.
Yeah.
is the best way to put
Yeah,
it.
he's got a lot of presence.
Yeah.
What's,
So
what's the music like?
It's
yeah,
I
I
would
mean, to me, it had almost kind of a guided by voices kind of
Okay.
vibe.
Yeah.
Because it
a
was
little bit more intense.
Yeah, maybe with a notch of intensity. Yes.
Yeah. But very angular, very percussive,
Yeah.
with lots of effects.
Yeah.
All right. That,
Yeah.
that piques my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a poet, so it was like his lyrics all days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The drummer for that band, by the way, I know that we're turning this into the local music show, but there's one thing that we can confirm is local music is back.
Yeah.
Shows are busting
Guitar
right now.
music in particular.
Guitar music, rock and roll is on the rise again. Anyways,
No,
that was
I
a great
hadn't.
night.
I hadn't seen Todd's band, the Valentinos, live
In a long time.
Yeah, probably for at least a couple of
5-6 years.
And they sounded really, really
What
good.
did you call us?
Valentinos.
Okay, good.
How do you spell that?
I'm not going to keep going.
And they have a new bass player now, right?
Yes.
You guys have a new bass player.
Yes,
Tony
Tony Wynn.
Wynn. I really like. That's a great musician name too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that. But he was a really solid bass player. I mean, the whole band sounded great. Leah on vocals, she was. I mean, she was belting out the songs.
Yep.
And then Todd was playing guitar.
That's true.
No,
I really tied the room together.
No. I actually thought your guitar tone sounded really good. I like those Hagströms.
Thank
or
you.
You played the one Hagström all night, right?
Yeah. That other one was just a backup. Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry. All right. That's enough. We need to get. Hey, you know what? We talked about a whole lot of pedal boards, right?
Yeah, so they were all over the place.
And mine especially is all tied together with Tour Gear Designs patch cables.
That's a smart idea.
It's a really smart idea. And Tom, when you're looking at all those boards up there and you see the ones where there's cables going all over the place, like, no.
No
Yeah.
spaghetti.
There's a better way to do that. And you could probably get a few more pedals on there because of their extremely low profile
Yep.
and footprint.
Yes. Plus,
So-
they have C shapes. And
C-shapes and S-shapes and all kinds of links. Go to tourgeardesigns.com. Get all these things that you're going to need them. Just pretend I'm just going to redo the board of my dreams. Have a
Yes.
few extras laying around.
I'm going to do 5 boards.
load up the cart, hit purchase.
Yes.
And you're like, wait a minute. That's a lot.
These guys said there was a good discount
Yes.
code.
When you hit the purchase, you're going to get the discount code, at which point you can put in
The guitar knobs.
and you're going to save.
15%.
That's right. The guitar knobs,
All
all one
lowercase.
word, all lowercase, and they're going to send them directly from Canada with love. And thank you to Tour Gear for sponsoring our Four on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. Four on the floor. Okay, Tom Butler.
Yes, sir.
What is your Four on the Floor?
Hey, since we talked about doing this a month or two back, I have been obsessively thinking about this. And my list has changed 37 times. There's two that I'm stuck on for sure. So let's start with that.
Okay.
That seems the easier route to go. My Death by Audio Rooms reverb. It is, I've had it for a couple of years now. I use it a lot in a band I play in called Server. And I got, so I'm
That's
really
a great band
into,
name, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really, I should have brought you guys some of our new stickers. Our new stickers are the Black Flag logo, but they're guitar pedals.
Ah.
Clever.
Yeah. but it's this thing's not really great as a, if you're just looking for a spring reverb for your amp. I don't think with as much as it doesn't really have a good sound for that. But like all things Death by Audio, it does a lot of real wild sounds.
Yep.
Some of my favorite guitar players are, Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine, and then Neil Halstead and Christian Seville from Slowdive. And they did a lot of stuff in the 90s that was a lot of gated reverbs with the signal, like the guitar signal, completely taken out so that you're just hearing the reverb of it. And I got really stuck on that sound. And that pedal, the fact that it has... it does have a gated reverb in it, which I don't see on a lot of pedals, and I really love that. And it has, both, instead of like a mix knob, it has an actual wet knob and a dry knob. So I'm able to get it so that there's just that tiny, tiny little bit of signal. So it doesn't, so you're not getting that half beat delay before the reverb comes in. And that aspect to it is just incredible to me, because I've always struggled with finding a reverb that really does that. In the 90s, I would use a MIDI verb, and with my MIDI verb, you were able to really kind of dial that in. But I just haven't found a delay pedal that really does that. And so that thing, and luckily I found it used, because those are not cheap.
Yeah.
They make good stuff.
Yeah. Though that's the only Death by Audio pedal that I use consistently. I have a few and I like all of them. I like that Echo Dream delay, but the analog delay to me is just such a... I mean, it's a fickle effect, and I guess I like to have both an analog and a digital delay.
It's okay, Tom. You can have that.
Yeah, I know.
You can have
But
both.
not in this.
And if you put them together with Tour Gear Design patch
Would you
cables.
like extra cheese, too?
No onions.
Yeah. All right,
Pickles.
sounds good. What's
Okay,
number
so
2?
Number 2 is my Walrus Audio Mako delay, specifically the version 1. I didn't necessarily like the version 2 as much, because it has this weird sort of bit crushing feature that the second one doesn't really do exactly as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't use it. Like, I don't use that feature or that effect at all. But the fact that it has it's delay is my absolute favorite effect. And in particular, just really clean chiming digital delay.
Okay.
I really love, and I like a dual delay, or a dual lay, I believe was the industry term.
That's what we call it in the industry, a dual.
I don't want to sound I don't want to sound like a jerk,
Now, do you use them together or separately?
Yeah, yes. I run the Mako delay before the reverb. And it's such a great little compact digital delay. You've got 3 banks of presets. It does all your things that those kind of multi delay pedals do. And just sounds really good. And the tap tempo is right on. With some other delay pedals I've tried, it's getting the tap tempo to really work right is goofy. But this is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's really easy to scroll through presets, and I always need to have a digital delay like that. I've gone through, I had one of the Green Line 6 delays, and there are things I liked a lot about that. And I've had a couple of the, at this point I've had 5 or 6 Boss delays that, but there was always something I didn't like about them.
Yeah.
And this thing is fantastic.
All right.
Cool.
That's a solid endorsement.
And you're saying that's version 1 you prefer?
I prefer version 1. I haven't played with version 2 as much.
Okay.
And I'm sure that and it's MIDI capable too, which is awesome. But yeah, so
Looks like it's got is that stereo?
it's got it's stereo.
Okay.
It's stereo in and out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just a really cool digital delay pedal.
All right.
What's number 3?
All right, number 3, let's go with my Earthquaker Palisades. It's I get that's sort of a basic pick, I think, but that is really the best overdrive pedal I've ever played with. It's super versatile.
You obviously haven't played with the Tony Baloney pedal.
I have not, though I'm intrigued. And now Earthquaker doesn't make these anymore, but they're you can still get them for about what they cost used when Earthquaker was making them.
Right.
Yeah, I just love all the features on it. You know, it's got I think 6 different clipping modes. It's got another like 5 different sort of distortion, like they're kind of
bandwidth.
Yeah, it's like stages almost. You know, the boost is perfect and loud. I generally keep it right around noon, and it's enough to get much louder. And yeah, just having the independent control of both gain stages. I like it's got a bright switch. It's you can turn the buffer on or off. It just has really a lot of features, and I think just a lot of players can find sounds they like in it. And just the fact that it does have the 2 gain stages and the boost, you see so many of these like dual overdrive pedals, right? That it's never really super clear what that next one is. Is it a boost or is it more gain? And I think a lot of companies kind of fail at really doing that. So having that independent boost channel is great. Just it's such a universal. I
And
can use
having
that
it
in any
integrated
band.
is pretty slick.
Yeah, agreed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great pedal for sure.
How
And
about Numero Quattro?
they're not ridiculously priced used either.
Yeah. You can happen upon one relatively. You're going to pay $150 for a good overdrive. Just period. I think nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, number 4.
Okay, number 4. This is the one I've kind of struggled with, but I just think it's such a cool pedal, and this pedal absolutely will affect the way you play guitar.
Mute.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, Q.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
The Game Changer Audio, the Plus pedal.
Oh, yes.
It's a sustainer pedal. And, as I said, I've really sort of grown accustomed to just having it there and just using it to hold notes all over the place. And in server, I tend to do it's a lot of kind of shoegazy stuff. So just being able to hold those notes out is I've got all these delays going on and all these really insane reverbs happening. It does so many cool things. You can set it to sustain one note all the way I think up to 5. Now I've never been brave enough to try to build chords really with it. Mm-hmm. But just the fact that you can do that could lead to some really interesting things. I think for any kind of guitar player.
Yeah, they've done some pretty remarkable pieces of equipment. I remember when we were at NAMM when that came out, and it was hard to hear. The choppers were just,
Yeah. Did they also do the Bigsby pedal?
That's a Vietnam joke.
You know.
Come on. Oh, so you're not going to give me any low fruit?
No, because I am the low fruit
I
king.
see. You are the low fruit king.
Back to my
Yeah.
question.
Yes. What?
Didn't Game Changer also do that Bigsby foot pedal?
That's correct. That's the Game Changer Audio Bigsby polyphonic pitch shifter thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's got an effects loop.
It literally has a Bigsby on it.
Yeah, those things are crazy looking.
Yeah.
I kind of like to play with one.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because they are built to say, "Gee, I'd like to play with that." if you come with the down payment.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
No, and I got
But
lucky.
It's really
with,
neat.
I got lucky with the Plus pedal because my roommate had one. He hated it. It just didn't really do what he thought it was going to
Okay.
do, and he sold it real quick before I could offer to buy it from him. But I did have 2 weeks to play with it. So, I mean, that was absolutely an advantage. That is, again, not a modestly priced piece of equipment.
No, but if it does the thing that you really need it to do,
Yeah.
on an ongoing basis, maybe we should say.
Yeah, that's not the kind of thing that you want to drop all that money on just to have it be a cool
Yeah. Indeed.
A little bit of spice.
All right, that's a solid 4 on the floor. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that was all. We've had the Palisades on before.
Yes.
That's the first time for everything else, I believe.
Oh, wild.
Yeah.
I think so. I know the Sustainer wasn't, or the Plus wasn't.
Oh
on
no,
there.
I think Rooms has been on before. The first one, the Death by Audio. Yeah. But yes. So that's good. We always like getting new ones that we haven't had, and after almost 500. We still get new pedals, which is remarkable.
That's pretty amazing.
Okay, now let's get on to the big meat of the story here. I'm going to get past that comment before anybody says anything.
You said big meat.
We have Tom Butler here, and Tom, you are a known quantity in our universe.
I'm unpredictable, though. Watch out.
You have been extremely instrumental in keeping the gas pedal down on local music. If you weren't doing it, maybe somebody might have, but you did. Mm-hmm. And you can tell when somebody is an absolute champion of something, whatever it is. You know, somebody who just loves muesli in the morning, whatever. If they're really radical about it, then cool.
Right.
Muesli with yogurt's pretty darn good.
Okay. So, I think that is a big acknowledgement because, when we're talking about all this guitar stuff, guitar pedals, guitar gear, guitar amps, and all that, at some point in time, almost all of us try to take a swing at playing in a band. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you get in a band, you say, I can't wait to play live. And then if we're lucky, then we get to play live.
Yeah.
If you get luckier than that and you are able to cobble some things together and put a few things out, not only, so you're hitting 2 of those touch points because, if you're playing the music, then it's been recorded. And now you can help, like you just did with Spit Curl and
Wax Teeth.
Wax Teeth. So now we all know about it. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, you also hype up all the shows around, just like you did today.
Yeah.
And so it's a thing that you just do because you love doing, but it is one of those things. It's like, holy mackerel, the butterfly effect that you have had in the past and moving forward is pretty big, which I know that you have to be aware of, but I want to say that and get it out of the way because it's important.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. It's funny though because I guess I don't really think about it. It just I'm trying to think of this. Okay, what happened to me this week in music? I didn't really do anything. It was kind of I guess I worked at Arts
and then we
Fest
spent
all
20
weekend.
minutes on it. It was great.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of a thing. It's just music really is my universe. I don't know much outside of it. I've tried to have I've tried to have jobs outside of music. I fail at them.
Yeah.
I have very few interests outside of music. I like baseball, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I remember all those Tom Butler for councilman things on the lawns everywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry that didn't work out for you.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I'll try again in 2028. But it's just I've really led a privileged life in that I've got to spend my entire adult life just thinking about music, and so it's funny. It's the only thing I really know how to talk about.
But it's not. The difference is you could do that anybody can just do that on the couch.
Sure. Fair enough.
But the fact that the thing that you're most interested in, while it is fulfilling your need, has also been extremely critical in so many other people's universe that there's. I'm going to share this story. When we put out our first album, and we had, when you're playing and you get something recorded, you hope that people get to hear it. You're working on it, and you're like, oh, big dreams. Everybody's got the big dream, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And growing up as a radio kid, which sadly people aren't radio kids anymore. Maybe someday that'll return to that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of anything bigger than being on the radio.
Yeah.
Even as an adult, when we released it, I'm like, that's as big as it'll ever get, as I'll ever get, right? And we were all huddled around this table. I mean, our families got gathered around it, and then you introduced us and played 2 songs, and it's like, dude, we were crying because we got there.
Yeah.
We put in all the work. We carried our dreams on our backs, and you helped make that happen. And it's for how many countless bands have you done that for? And I'm going to say you, but I'm going to also extend that to everybody else who not only does the thing that you do and have done, but everybody else who's also into it and tells everybody else about it, you know?
Well, especially it went back in the 101, 102.5, and 92.9 days.
That's a lot of math right there.
That is a lot of math. That was always my thought on it, right? I would argue for playing as much local music as we could, because it's just the right thing to do. You support your city. And it's not like we live in a city that just has a bunch of garbage bands. Like, as long as I've been involved in Columbus music for 30 years, we've always had amazing bands and always had so many cool different things happening, because it's the Midwest and there's nothing else to do. So you start a band.
Yeah.
Or you can
and
tip
we got
cows.
like 2 or 3 great strips of venues, like,
Exactly. And while I think the Midwest is kind of known for certain things, we've had little pockets of this or that. There's not really a dominant sound.
Right.
And I just think that Columbus has always been so encouraging, just of a city and as a musician, populace I remember when I first started playing in shows, I met a guy named Brad Calkins who played in a great band called Monster Zero. This was in the 90s, and I was just like, I went and saw him play at Bernie's, and my mind was just blown. Like, here's this 18-year-old dude I know who's playing these shows at this crazy bar, and I just was like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
And so I guess I've always just sort of wanted to be that and help, if I had a point I was getting to at some point.
It's okay.
But to speak to your point, you put in so much music as a musician, or put in so much work as a musician, trying to have your band, working on your songs, practicing them, trying to play shows, trying to come up with cool ideas for the art for your album. And I really loved to be there at the end of that process for bands. Like we did, we're really proud of this. We put in so much work on it, and that's a valid and important thing. And it gave.
I have made something.
Yeah. Art, just the nature of art is so cool that it goes from an idea, a thing in your head that doesn't exist, to having a physical, with what we do, having a record of it. But, if you're a painter and having a painting after that, or a sculptor, or whatever. And so I just really love that I got to be a part of that validation for people. You did this, and this is really cool, and this is worthwhile, and it means something. So let me try to share it with people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I always joked about it, but I somehow talked my way into CD 101 and was like, all right, I'm here now. I'm gonna try to support all my friends' bands and and their friends' bands and their friends' bands, which then ends up being all at Columbus.
Yeah. Super cool, man. We're gonna circle back around to a little bit more of how that music and you connect, and how maybe we can learn a few things.
Okay.
I think it would be great to start out with one of the reasons that you know how to do that and understand the band's thing is that you are a musician, and that's why we're talking about gear and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to tie this triangle together. First guitar.
For the very first guitar, it was a pawn shop Les Paul. I have no idea what it was. I've tried to look it up since then. It had a weird butterfly on the headstock.
Yeah. That's an aria.
Okay, yeah, I love that thing. I never really learned how to play it, and then one day, in a fit of rage over not learning how to play it, I smashed it into a million pieces.
Huh.
So then I got a bass. I got
Made out of Legos?
yeah.
No, you don't have to respond. That was stupid. Keep going.
But then
That's
you know,
for Tony.
then I was like, well, bass seems like you don't really play chords as much. You don't have to, at least. So I'm gonna try to learn that. So I got a bass. It was a Samick P bass. And then I kind of learned how to play that a little bit, and then I started hanging out with this guitar player guy that I've played with ever since then, named Brian Travis. And he sort of started. I was really interested in guitar, and he started showing me how to play guitar. And my thought was, well, all right, I'm just gonna dive headfirst into this. If I spend a bunch of money on a guitar, then I'm gonna have to learn how to play it. Right? That's how it works.
Good point.
Yeah. So I went out and bought a Fender Jaguar. It was one of the 90s MIJ ones. I think it's a 96.
You still have it?
I still have it.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
That guitar has taken so much abuse, but it has been with me through, like guitars are like good friends, especially not all of them, but some of them you just form a bond with. And that guitar has been with me through thick and thin. It plays pretty rough. It doesn't sound great anymore. It could probably use some love and some care, but I still love that thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
And have you gone through like loads of different amps and stuff?
No, not too much. Amps, I generally will find something that does what I need it to do, and I stick with that for a while. I've had a Roland Jazz Chorus for ages that I just always hold on to because it's a workhorse amp. It sounds good. And then I started to get really into tube amps when we all started getting really into tube amps. And I bought an orange Rocker Verb 100 probably, almost 20 years ago. And, I still have that. My favorite amp I have right now, though, I needed a second amp for, I play in a band called Skin Diet, which is kind of amphetamine reptile kind of 90s noise rock thing.
That is a seriously weird name.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the story? It's not very exciting, really.
Oh, well, now that you sold it to me, I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell the story.
Yeah, sell that sizzle.
Yeah.
But so I needed another amp for that, and I was kind of poking around at Music Around, and there was this Carvin there that I didn't really know anything about, but it just looked really cool. It had 5-band EQ and looked like a Marshall, and it was $300. And I plugged it in, and it sounded awesome. So I have this Carvin X100B. I think it's a 90s, maybe 80s. It feels like an older one, but that thing...
Is that a head or...
It's a head,
Okay.
yeah. It's a 100-watt head. Those things are awesome. I don't want to blow it up so everybody runs out and buys one, but if you see one, they're $300 or $400. Those amps are great.
That's a tube one, right?
Yeah. And I love that thing.
Yeah, that was their version of a Mesa Boogie.
I like it better than any of the Mesas I played through.
Yeah.
And they're so inexpensive, and I've had it for like 3 years now and haven't had a single issue with it.
And that's a crazy thing about Carvin, because Carvin was pretty much a direct-to-consumer company.
Yeah.
And the resale on them, whether it's their guitars or their amps or PA equipment, is sinfully low.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you know what you're looking for, you can find some really good stuff out there. And that amp that you have is one of the real gems.
It's like some of those old PV amps before people kind of learned about them. It was a cool, like, kind of hidden gem. And there it is. That thing, those things are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, X100B, 450.
Yeah.
At it's local pickup only. Everybody, sorry, that's reverb.
And that 450 seems high to me. Maybe it's a little more common. I bought mine, as I said, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The economy's out of
Inflation.
control. Yeah, inflation.
There's another one. No.
Gas prices.
Gas prices. Lord. Eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. Now, you have two different bands,
Yes.
and you've played in loads of others.
Yeah.
Tell us about where you're at musically right now.
The two different bands I'm in are kind of satisfying all of my sort of needs as a musician. Server we've been calling it doomgaze for lack of a better term, but I sort of feel like it's Slow Dive meets Black Sabbath.
Okay.
And I like playing in that band a lot because those guys are doing all the Sabbath and I'm doing all the slow dive. And I haven't really gotten to play in a band where I can be really effects heavy in years. So it was fun just building out this huge pedal board and, just getting down and super adjusting delay times and tremolo speeds and so on and so forth.
A little bit of less pressure, too, because you're not having to hold it down.
Exactly.
Right? You can be like, hey, I'm doing this. Is it wrong? I don't know. Is it?
Yep. But then when you screw up and that super long delay you hit is still going on and everybody's looking at you and you're like, sorry.
That's where you need the damp switch right here.
That's where I need the damp switch. I was pretty excited when you were pointing.
Yeah.
That's a smart feature.
Yeah, that pedal is also like very, very smartly priced. So,
Nice.
anyways, for those who are listening. Yeah.
So I get to do a lot of that stuff, and then Skin Diet is a lot more. Honestly, mostly I just use the Palisades as an effect. I have a delay in that band, and I just got a couple of those JHS 3 series pedals, the Bit Crusher and the Glitch Delay, which like running those together before my overdrive sounds absolutely insane. Yeah, it's just mean. It like brick walls everything. And so that band is just really all aggression. It's all gain as far as my sound, and then me just trying to kill everybody with my mind while I'm playing. Yeah.
What came to mind when you were the sound that came to my mind there was Aphex Twin Window Licker. I think it was Window Licker, where the old lady just starts screaming, and it's just completely bit crushed and distorted, and it just keeps getting crazier,
more and more so.
And it's so intense. That was cool. Remember when that happened?
Remember when you were in the Beatles?
Well, like in Skin Diet's fun because we kind of got into the you get so tone snobby about stuff for a while, and then we got really into the pedals that make your guitar sound awful. And then trying to make that sound good. I don't know. There's a lot of fun there. And as I said, that band just kind of like running into a brick wall at full speed. It's all volume all the time.
Also, I have to make a quick edit because as soon as I said Window Licker, I knew that was like, no, that's the one where they're like downtown LA and it's like all the cars and stuff. It is Come to Daddy.
Which is the most terrifying music
before
video.
everybody, I was like, everybody's reaching for their rocks to throw at me. But I caught that. Thank you. Anyways.
Good job.
Yeah. Yay me. I know that you love your gear, right? And I don't know, how much you have to do with the actual writing of the stuff, but connect the gear to what you get to do when you go play.
So by and large, in the two bands I'm in, I don't write songs, but I do write my parts.
Okay.
And a lot of times, it's different with each band. In Skin Diet, I'm trying to really kind of just keep it simple and just trying to be able to add to. I hate to keep saying it, but just the brick wall. Like it really just is a wall. Like that's coming at you.
Big noise.
I'm just trying to add to the chaos of that.
Okay.
With Server, it's a little different because sometimes Jake, the main songwriter, sometimes he'll have sort of ideas for parts for me, but then he'll tell me to like shoegaze it up, Okay.
Yeah.
And to me, that tells me to turn on 3 reverbs and 2 delays and all of my gain pedals.
Lots of detuned bends.
A lot of
Yeah.
detuned bends. A lot of the Kevin Shields glide guitar, he called it. I like doing that. So with that particular band, it a lot of times I'll have a sound that in mind, that I'm hearing, but I don't quite know how to get to it.
Do you ever reach for like you say, I need a thing to do this thing, and then you know what to get, or this thing sounds really interesting. I don't know how I'm going to use it.
That ends up being a thing a lot too. Is so I have there's a pedal on my server board. It's a Montreal Assembly Goodbye 24. Are you familiar?
Yeah, we've had them on.
If you're unfamiliar with that pedal, to me it sounds like a Rainbow Machine on steroids, and PCP.
Okay.
Whoa.
That is very specific.
And because it's much more muscled up, but it's way harder to control. It's a crazy pedal to try to use musically, and for age. But I love how it sounds. The Rainbow Machine is sort of a close analog, but that doesn't really capture what that particular plain looking box does, you know. And for ages I was trying to squeeze it in somewhere. So there's a lot of instances where you've got a pedal that does something kind of cool or kind of crazy, and you're like, I know at some point there will be a way to use that. And you know, with a lot of things I think it's tying it into other effects. Like the way I was able to get that to do something for me was I already have this huge reverb coming out of the rooms with a bunch of delay, and there's a bunch of gain going into it, and I kind of just use it almost as an octave pedal.
Okay.
Like to kind of push something up, but it's really unpredictable. So the way it does it kind of pops in and out of all these delays and is just shrill and ear piercing. Yeah, so I have a lot of fun. You know, trying things like that, or trying to take something that doesn't feel like it's gonna be a really a musical pedal, and trying to use it to make music.
Reverb and delay. Mm-hmm. Are you a before or after or both? Before the drive section.
Oh, I like to do both. That's funny because that's an old shoegaze trick. It was, you know, running your gain after your reverb and your delay. But I was trying to explain this to my buddy the other day. Like, I like to have my gain stages, then my delay and my reverb, then another gain stage, then another reverb to like kind of smooth it all out after that. So, you know, the thing that really got me playing like that was not using the effects loop on my orange and just going straight in with all these effects. And then, well, all right, that was the only distortion pedal I had at the time. So I kind of, that had to go on then. And I was like, wow, wait though. What if we do this, then do this, then do this, and then smooth it all out with a little bit more reverb? It's like I'm trying to get it to be as chaotic as I can be, but then smooth it out so that when you're listening to it, you don't really realize that it's that crazy until you really kind of put your ear on it.
Well, and you're not just up there playing that by yourself either.
Exactly. You're not.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, especially, you know, you brought up My Bloody Valentine, which, you know, obviously that's sort of, you know, a big pin in the map of music. And yeah, if you listen to isolated stuff, you're like, wow, what?
Yeah.
How did they?
It's crazy.
Hey, I'm going to play this. How did everybody go like, yeah, cool. But then when you put it all together, you're like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, and just that you think about the time that Kevin Shields sat there doing that. You know. But it's, you know, he to me is kind of one of these Jimi Hendrix guys where he's got a sound in his head that he is just chasing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's gotten to it yet.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to me.
Yeah. Okay, so you know musician, you know music, you know what it's like to be a musician, and that gets you into a very good connective place to be in the radio business, especially since you were responsible for bringing the music, local music, to the masses, which means that you're in touch with bands who are also figuring out their own voice and their sound and seeing those evolutions. One of the things that I told you I thought would be a great thing to talk about was, I remember me coming to the station, and because you said, yeah, man, I have a couple bits of wisdom I can share. I made a beeline to the station. We sat outside, and I was like, all right, drop the goods. And you shared with me enough for us to take it from level, you know, we skipped like 4 levels. I felt like we just like we were taking stairs 2 at a time at that point.
Heck yeah.
And that got us to much more radio play, nationwide, international radio play too. Just from that conversation.
And the Columbus Airport.
And the Columbus Airport.
Yep. Columbus Airport.
Anyways, I thought it'd be great to share a little bit more because, you know, a huge amount of our listeners are also going like, okay, so I'm playing the shows, I'm doing the social, I did the recording. How do I get people outside my block to hear me? Mm-hmm. Can you share some of the things that you've learned and maybe pass that on a little bit?
You know, I think the most important thing I have learned is just to ask questions. You know, I think I may have told you this at the time. I really don't remember, but I was always happy to sit and talk to anybody, you know, about how to help their music, how to help them succeed in you know, the music industry, I guess. You know, I don't know if any of us truly do. But I think, you know, that's not just with me though. You know, if you see somebody that's doing something, go ask them how they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just you can't. And this is a funny thing for me to say. I was really shy as a kid, and my parents and my family did not understand me going into radio. I'm still really kind of shy. I've kind of learned over time that if I want to do the things that I want to do, that I can't be shy. And that's really the big thing. You know, you gotta, nobody's going to advocate for you except for you.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is the case in everything in life, really. But I think that music is really a great example of that. You have to be able to get out there. You have to be able to ask questions. You have to find the perfect level of being persistent without being annoying. Some people just aren't good at, you know, it's real easy to follow.
Which was everything I was thinking about every single time I contacted you.
Yeah. You know, no, well, you were, and you found the sort of perfect level of that. Like, especially in those days, I was a really busy guy, and there was always a lot going on with the radio station. So you got to remind me a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, but don't remind me every day, because then I'm going to get annoyed by it.
Right.
And every person is different, so it's hard to, you know, really say what that line is with certain people.
Well, so one of the things that you told me, and this was the ultimately the key that unlocked, I think, the door, was you were explaining how when you guys get wind of bands, there's several other groups out there that you send stuff to, or you sort of say, like, this is what's hot, this is what's playing, and you send out a list, or they ask for a list. Like, I was thinking about Cheetah.
Yeah.
Can you explain that process a little bit?
Yeah, there are companies out there, you know, big and small, you know, promotion companies,
Right.
essentially is,
some are
is
free,
what they do.
Some are very much paid.
Exactly.
And everything in between.
And, you know, I do want to specifically talk about the Sweet Cheetah guys, because they're amazing. Like, those two brothers are incredible. They pour their whole heart into, you know, they have their own label now, which is cool, and they promote their own label. But before that, they were just, you know, they were finding these bands. They you know, they have their niche, I think, of what they like. You know, I think they tend more towards, you know, punk and indie rock and things like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are essentially these people who have these companies that they already know all these people to talk to. You know, they know all the people to, you know, all the college radio guys, and they know all the specialty show guys in radio. And a lot of these companies work with, you know, I not print media so much anymore nowadays, but, you know, music websites.
Yeah.
So, you know, with a lot of them, it really is as simple as, you know, getting in touch with them, you know, kind of asking about what they do, introducing yourself and what you do, and then they go, okay, well, here's what we can provide for you, and it will cost you X amount of dollars.
Yeah. Or some level of in-kind stuff.
Yeah.
And what was cool about them, I don't know if they still do it, but what was really cool about them is they said, we don't want the money, but we donate it to charity.
And
Like,
you were so kind
that
to
was
let me pick the charity. That was
yeah.
awesome. I love cats.
Yeah, yeah. You are a cat dude.
But that is, it's a weird thing. And sometimes if you're in a band that feels a little dirty almost, you're like, well, I don't want to
Some of
pay
the other
somebody
ones
to promote.
definitely felt like that.
Oh yeah, and some of the other ones are maybe not the most well intentioned of folks.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get mixed up with some of those. But if you are looking into doing that type of promotion, again, I cannot recommend Sweet Cheetah enough. But look into it and look at the bands they work with and the labels that they work with, and is there a consistency there? Are they working with the same people all the time, or are they just grabbing like this here and there?
So if you were to throw that into a search engine, what would you search for?
Probably radio promotion companies.
I think I'm glad that you gave a distinction and not saying music promotion, because that's going to be like the umbrella's enormous for that.
And again, my area of expertise is radio based, but I know that there are a lot of these companies do it sort of on multiple levels. There are some that do it to the level of with like commercial syncs, where they're promoting your music to these agencies that buy talent for commercials,
right? Which is where a lot of people say the money's at right now, but it's also highly saturated with people who are just doing like cool, like nothing jingles and like race car music and stuff like that.
With the advent of TikTok, you've got the 30-second song.
Yeah. One thing that was really cool coming out of that was, you say, I have this thing. I've got my little like golden bean that I want to see grow. And then you say, here, person, take care of my golden bean for me. And they say, well, we're going to basically show up a picture of this golden bean and send it to as many people as we know. Beyond that, hands, that's all we're doing. But that is the next and absolute most important thing that you can do. Like you have to you can't just have a branch or two, or a limb or two. You got to have branches off that limb,
right?
And so first you got to find a really good limb. That led to branches like we locked in with this guy in Australia that was just like played us like crazy.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? How is that? The people, we can't get people into the shows here, but that's the story. It's like, think about it. The Clash didn't explode until they like really got here. Mm-hmm. So many bands like made it big somewhere else. I mean, heck, the Rolling Stones weren't even really big in the UK until they came here.
Well, and like as a musician, your job really hopefully should be writing the songs, creating the art. And then as far outside of that as you're comfortable. So like doing the layout for your album or whatever, if you're good at that and you want to do it, or if you're not, you should just really be able to focus on writing the songs. We all have specific talents, and not all of us necessarily, because you're great at writing a song, you might not be very good at telling people that you wrote a song. Right. And there are people out there who are good at that and they like doing it. And
one of the great things that I think is also really important is that as much as music beyond the bedroom, if you choose to take it out of there, and if you only are in your bedroom, and that's awesome too, because you're making music, You're playing music. That's the number one thing. Whatever you do beyond that, that's just icing on the cake. But it feels like no, we have to do it so we can say we did it, because it's all our own. This is a pure blood sample here, right?
Yeah.
But one of the best things you can do is reach out to other people that do things well, and if you don't, you're not going to hit the ball if you don't swing.
Exactly.
Right? And so, for example, one of the beautiful things that social has given us is that now we have, connections to anything and everything that we want. One of those things that we found was there's this Spanish illustrator, and I loved his stuff, and I was like, man, this is too cool. So I sent him the music. I say, would you do one of the things for us? He's like, oh man, I love this.
Yeah.
And whipped up a thing. I was like, this is amazing. And that was our shirt for like a year and a half, and it's like, that wouldn't have happened. You just have to
You
do
just
it.
gotta, yeah, and that I think is the key point is that raise your voice, Joyce. You got to speak up.
Yeah.
You got to say something. Otherwise, nobody knows. Nobody
Yeah.
can read your mind. You know, this guy that you're talking about, he wouldn't have been aware of you just on his own.
No.
How would he? And you took that chance, and he might have, you're running into any potential scenarios. He might have ignored it. He might have listened to it and been like, Psh, this is terrible. He might have written you back and said, hey, yeah, I'll do something, and then not gotten around to it.
Yeah.
But it worked out ideally.
Yeah. But I never would have known any of that
Exactly.
if you don't try.
So yeah, that's my point. Just say something. Reach
Yeah.
out to people you think are good at stuff or that might know something you don't know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. That was you kind of helped round the circle on the whole radio connection and everything. I want to make sure that we touch on this, ultimately for those who try to follow the dream and do go and play and get recorded, do recording and then press some kind of anything, whether it's digital, doesn't matter what format. But in this case, vinyl. So tell us about this store that you're putting together.
So yeah, I mean, I've worked at I counted the other day. I think I've worked at 5 different record shops. It feels like more, but and throughout that time, that really, radio was my first love, and that was generally to sort of help pay my bills at first. I was like, well, I know about music. I can work at record shops, but in that time, I've always loved physical media, and I've really, really grown to love records. And in this day and age, I think we're seeing a lot of folks kind of come back to it from a nostalgia point after, having streaming for years, and the sort of addictive nature of the fact that you can listen to anything you want at all. It's all there. So we're having folks kind of coming back around going, well, I missed having my own CDs or my own albums. And we got kids coming up who just grew up with streaming their whole lives, and they're coming around to the idea of ownership of a piece of music.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just a really good time for records and for record stores and record store culture. And I just really have a lot of love for that. Just, you go into your favorite record shop, you don't even know if you're going to buy anything that day, but you're going to hang out and you're going to listen to the new album. And you're going to talk to the clerk behind the counter about what he's listening to. And then you end up walking out of there with $300 in records,
But I think the key there is, and you touched on it, is you own that thing. If you're just streaming, if anyone has delved into, I haven't, but I know that in that agreement, you're essentially renting that music.
Yep.
You don't own it.
Yeah.
But if you have an album or if you have a CD or
Right. And that helps the bands too.
You own it. But, that speaks to a good point. You think about when MySpace Music had that crazy glitch out hack, whatever happened, where all that music got lost. Mm-hmm. I know I had a band that had music on there that I don't have anymore.
Oh, wow.
So like music could just disappear in the blink of an eye, and all those things that you're streaming might not be available. But your records are always going to be there,
As long as we have electricity.
Yeah, exactly. So, after working in these shops all these years, and then the station kind of falling apart, I would like to mention, too, I am still doing radio on Radio Unbound with a bunch of old CD 101 folks, and then on our community access, I guess, our community station, WCRS. So you can listen to me there, and you can still send me music. But, I kind of got to the point where I was just like, well, what else do I know how to do? Man, I know a lot about records. And, I'd been selling records online for the better part of the last 15 years to feed my habit. I just buy so much, and that's my favorite way of hearing things is like, I just want to hear it on a record. Mm-hmm. And so, I'd sometimes buy things I don't really like.
Forces you to hear track 2, 3, and 4.
Exactly.
Or you find one that has a cleaner disc or a
cleaner better
cover.
Copy. Yeah. So, I thought I'd give it a try, and I've been to It's always been my thing. My parents, my fiance Rebecca, she knows that anywhere we go, I'm going to go, are there record stores in this town?
Yeah.
How many? Can we stop at all of them? Really, just one?
Yeah.
Can we do two? But I don't know. It just seemed fun to try to build my own sort of like little idealized record shop, and just just trying to make exactly what I would want to go shop at.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna give it a shot, and
that's how every great pedal's made. That's how every great guitar's been made. That's how every band has started. That's how every restaurant started. I mean, it's.
Well, and it's not. It's with a lot of things like that. You look at it and you're like, I can do that better. I don't think I can do it better necessarily, but I can do it different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't about better because it's a subjective
No, it's all
thing.
subjective. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're catering
Exactly.
to your tastes, and people who are like-minded will find you.
Yeah, that is the hope. And I was never really sure something like that would work, but there was a shop in Dayton for a number of years called Blind Rage Records, who unfortunately they just closed. But like I always really respected the owner, Gwen, because she stuck to her guns and only sold the records she wanted to sell. It was mostly a punk record shop. She had some jazz records and some hip hop records, but mostly it was just punk records. And she started out in a tiny little spot and moved to a bigger spot, then moved to a really big spot, and so that kind of led me to believe, well, yeah, I think that you can do something that's pretty highly curated.
Yeah.
Now my shop won't necessarily just be punk records, but it's definitely gonna speak to my tastes in music.
It can start that way, and if it evolves, that's fine, and if it doesn't, that's fine too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned that you're going to try to also, aside from the records, you seem to be pretty interested in more locally stuff.
Yeah. We, the spot we're in has a decent sized basement. And I really kind of want to build that out into just it'd be a really small room, like 30 people tops. But just to be able to do that, like I really kind of
like a little tiny, not a big room, a little room.
A little room, yeah, where you could come in and
for those that
see a
don't know,
band.
one of the cool things about the station that we had here at CD 101, or whatever numbers you were
I've just
associated with,
reverted to 101 at this point.
is that there were in the same premises there was a venue, and so not only could local bands play there, but anybody big coming in would come and do an interview on the radio, and then they would do live from the big room.
Yeah, I do like 3 or 4 songs. It was always cool. I got to see so many cool things, and I really am kind of serious about building like a communal kind of space, like a space for people to go hang out at, not to just come in and buy records and then
destination.
leave. Yeah, a destination. So. I'm not totally sure what that's going to look like yet. That is going to take a little bit of work on building it out, but I very much want to do that.
Yeah.
Have a little room. Have bands. Have comics and
Yeah.
just contribute. Have events, do stuff. There's a park right across the street that apparently it's pretty easy for us to get permits for. So that was another thing in my head was maybe we could do a little festival. Yeah,
man.
I've always got a million ideas. It's just how's my follow through going to be?
Yeah. Stick the landing.
Exactly.
All right, Tom, I'm gonna need to break everything full circle right here.
All right.
Good idea.
I like it.
Thanks, Tony.
Never saw that coming.
There are lots and lots of, when you pick up a guitar and you first make your first sounds, whether you just starting or whether you've been doing that, for decades. Mm-hmm. We are at a unique time right now because, and we've gone through waves of unique, up and down. Mm-hmm. Radio stations were just all turning off, just lights going out all across the country. Mm-hmm. In lieu of that, we've had loads of new, micro antennas going up, for lack of better terms. I've seen quite a few things on social saying, "Hey, send us your music if you're just starting out as a band. If you want to get some exposure, we want to talk about your music. We will share your music." and it was weird because I felt like it kind of all happened at once, and I think everybody was like, "Yeah, screw this, man. Where's the music? Where's the good music?" So people are doing it for themselves in small ways. So that's certainly an avenue to do. And if you just love music and you love talking about bands and you feel like you have a voice, then you do that too.
Well, that's the beauty of the times that we're living in. For better or for worse, we all have a voice.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to that old punk ethos: if what you want isn't there, then do it yourself. Make it yourself. So
DIY.
Exactly. So if you're not hearing the music, if you can't find an outlet for it to hear it, you're probably not the only person who's feeling that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, make it yourself. Do it.
Yeah.
And with a lot of those platforms, it's so tricky with the rights on music. So doing something like that too, where you're focusing on unsigned bands, is a way to do it without getting yourself in any kind of potential financial problems.
Yeah, yeah. I think the last thing that also ties all of this together is now is a great time to go see local music. Mm-hmm. Not just because that's a cool thing to say, and not because your buddy may have a band, but we need connection with each other.
Yeah.
Big time right now.
I know, and this is the thing I do feel pretty strongly about. I think that, we're getting to an era where we're going to see, we already are. You don't see as many, megastars anymore, or these ridiculously huge pop stars. People
flash though. If they do come, it's like
it's a flash. Yeah, you don't have a Prince or a Madonna or somebody really like that who's around forever.
Yeah.
And so I think that things are all getting smaller again.
Yeah.
We all have access to so many sounds and so many things now that you can make your choice about what you like. You're like, wow, I really like June Carter Cash and all this really, really early country and Appalachian folk, or man, I really like late 70s British punk rock.
Yeah. And there's going to be people out there doing that.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about it. So I think that it's like there's only so many people and there's only so much that they can all consume and enjoy and take. But I think that we're all going to get more and more into our it's all going to get regional again.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to go see, AC/DC. They're coming to town. Man, I don't have the money for that. Man, I don't necessarily want to be in a stadium with 100,000 other people just to experience that. I can go see 4 killer bands from my town, or 2 killer bands from my town and two other bands from the regional area for $10 tonight, and then I can go talk to those bands afterwards.
And see your friends.
Yeah, you can see all your friends.
Maybe be inspired. Maybe make connection with somebody else who's like, man, this is awesome. I want to go do this. So do I. Let's go do that.
Yeah. Maybe discover something totally new that you wouldn't have otherwise.
I'm going to draw a visual analogy, and then this will put the period on it.
All right.
Don't be Derek Smalls. Okay? Now I'm gonna those of you got it. Don't be the person who gets stuck in the egg. Be the person who emerges. Be like David St. Huggins.
I thought you were talking about the airport scene.
No. Well, that too. But we're so isolated in life right now,
mm-hmm.
and that is one of the best ways to un-isolate yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to communicate with anybody there.
Mm-hmm.
But the chances are that you might, and it might be great.
Yeah. But if you're socially awkward and super stressed, it's still a good way to maybe it's a
and
good
most
way
of the other people there are like that too.
Exactly.
'Cause they're musicians.
I know I am.
Anyways, hopefully that has shed a little bit of light and joy on the special experience of being involved in music in any way, which, that's who you are out there. Mm-hmm. And in maybe we've touched on some of those points for you. Maybe there's points that you're thinking of out there driving around and you're like, I got some ideas that nobody's even thought of before. Can't wait to see them. All right, Tone Bone. We got.
Hey, I was going to add to that.
Yeah, please.
While you go see the show, if the band or bands have merch for sale,
Buy the merch.
buy the merch.
Say hello to the band. Say that was awesome. Say thanks. Say whatever.
Yes.
They want to talk to
Oh
you
my gosh,
too.
please.
They're not going to feel weird about that.
Yes.
Like go talk to them.
Yeah. That's it, Tony?
That's all I got.
Okay, thanks. What do
Buy
we
the
got?
merch.
Buy the merch.
What do we got?
Well, at this point,
Would you rather?
Yes, you were saying?
welcome to my world. At this point of the show is a little game we play called, as that voice said, Would You Rather?
Uh-huh.
This week's Would You Rather is brought to us by our good friend, James Pennington.
That's correct.
And I am titling this one Stratatui.
Okay.
You like that?
I do like that.
Yes. So,
Even though it's about strats.
well, your favorite guitar
Yeah.
of all time.
Are you a Strat hater too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate Strats.
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I don't hate
if you
other
play
people's
one.
strats. I don't want to be involved with a personal strat.
Yes. Other people, if they're enjoying playing their Strat,
Awesome.
that's totally rad.
You
but
can go play a shovel with strings on it. I don't
Yeah,
care. But I just don't want it. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. That's quite all right. So James goes on and he poses the question.
I mean, you got there. Good.
I've got it. Would you rather play a Strat with an aluminum neck for the rest of your life or a Strat with a clear acrylic body for the rest of your life? Now, let me give you some details.
Yes, please.
The aluminum neck guitar weighs normal. Yeah, right? But it feels like you're grabbing a cold pipe every time you pick it up. Don't like that. The acrylic Strat has your dream neck and pickups, but it's heavy as hell. And everyone who sees it assumes you're in a Doom or 80s rock band,
Yes.
he says, laughing out loud.
Fair play.
So, which would you rather? The aluminum necked that feels weird when you touch it,
Yeah.
or the acrylic body that requires a back brace?
Yes. Okay, that's a good one. That is a good one. We're all thinking of specific models that might come to our mind when envisioning these things.
Well, they're Strats.
Yeah.
So you can
I forgot
envision
that.
one thing,
Shoot. You broke my dream up.
and you better be careful because Fender might send you a cease and desist.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, Tony, go ahead.
Well, man, I hate heavy guitars. I've never liked aluminum neck guitars. So this is a
It's a perfect would you rather.
It's like a lose-lose.
It's a three-way lose because it's a strat.
well, I don't mind Strats.
Yeah.
I think because it has a dream neck and my dream pickups, I'm going to go with the acrylic body.
Okay.
And if I have to sit and play it, so be it. I'll sit and play it. I'm an old guy.
Oh, yeah.
They won't mind.
True.
So that's it. I'm going with the acrylic one.
Okay. Tom?
I knew this one. I hate aluminum necks. I really do. And I most of my guitars are pretty heavy, so I'm kind of used to it. And if I'm
Have
getting
you
my-
ever played a plexiglass guitar, an acrylic guitar?
I haven't played one for any extended period of time, but I've held them, and I know they're very, very heavy.
They make a Les Paul from the 70s seem incredibly light.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the acrylic.
All right. We'll have stools. We
Yeah,
can sit
I
there.
don't mind playing sitting down. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Todd,
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
what are you going to do, Todd?
I'm going to go with the aluminum neck
Oh,
because
interesting.
so twice now we've run into a fantastic builder from Germany, Fese. I can't remember how we say it, but that guitar company, FEHSE. And
I
that
remember,
guitar
yeah.
was incredible, and it felt really, really comfortable in the hands. And it was a hollow aluminum neck with it was like a D shape. No, A V shape. It was a soft V.
Soft to V.
Yeah, and
Maybe he has like heating channels built into those.
possibly coolants running through it. Yes,
Coolants and
yeah,
heating.
yes.
One on each
Anyways,
side.
and I thought that was really awesome. So I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm doing.
All right. Good choice.
Sticking to it.
Would you like to know what James had to say?
Yeah, let's hear what James had to
So
say.
James says,
Don't
okay.
miss Sergio. Sorry, I had to do that.
He's laughing out loud again with tears coming out of his eyes. And he says he's adding an aluminum neck Kramer from the 70s.
Ooh. Okay.
So, if that's your thing,
Yeah,
I mean, I've just never really liked aluminum necks.
that's okay, man.
But I do remember the Faces,
Yeah.
and those are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they really were. All right, thanks, James. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
The would you rather's where you're like neither one of these things is great. Is
Yeah,
that's the best kind of would you rather.
That's the thing.
We need to thank a few people, Tony.
Well, that's right, Todd. At this point of the show, there is a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become an executive producer? I mean, it's simple. You head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate, become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win really cool stuff. And help us celebrate our 10th anniversary and soon to be 500th episode.
Agreed.
I might say. But above and beyond all that great stuff, there is one thing more, I'm told. What would that be?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
You get your name read on the thing, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects. I ran into John the other day.
Oh, good. He's alive.
Yes, he is.
A lot of people are wondering.
He's being, he was at a political event.
Yeah.
John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Brazen, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, Vader and Pedals, Caribou Gone, Ed Rossler, Andrew Fryette, Bob Claymeyer, and Chris St. George.
Yes. Yeah.
But Todd,
He was an extra on Spinal Tap.
he'll fill in for David St. Hubbins.
Yeah.
Yes. But Todd, there's another group
Yes.
of executive producers.
I am well aware of that now.
Yes, these are.
I've been listening to you.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Thanks for listening. I appreciate that.
Yes.
These are our grand poobahs. These are the A number ones, the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, and they wear a fez on their head
That's
whilst
correct.
listening to the podcast. So special thanks to these grand poobahs: Anthony Jamalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, Cleveland's own, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart,
Yes.
Poet Emeritus,
Yes. And musician.
and musician, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, who wrote a very nice Would You Rather,
Indeed.
Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, Jonathan Labate from M2 Labs, Ty Barnes, James Castellano, Kenny Howes, S on the end, Michael Coward, and we have an upgrade this week.
Yes.
Our good friend Uday Ram is
That is
now
right.
a grand poobah.
Yeah. Which puts him in the list for the Fort the Door.
Oh, that's even better.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you, Uday. We appreciate the upgrade.
Yes. And congratulations on your little girl.
Oh, yes.
Sylvie.
Yes.
I think I said that right. Gosh, I really hope I do. I don't have to go cut that out.
Yes.
Anyways, we need to say a colossal thank you to Tom Butler for hanging out with us. It is a pleasure always to talk to you, Tom. I appreciate your friendship over the years and for all that you do for our own little music community here. Thank you.
No, thank you guys for having me. All the time I'm talking about guitar stuff at band practice, but I feel like I don't get to talk about guitar stuff to other people other than those dudes, and those dudes are fine, but
Yeah.
you dudes are different dudes, so that's cool. No, I really appreciate you asking me to be here, and just talk about music and guitars. It's my favorite thing to do. So
Cool.
Cool. And we're looking forward to the new record store coming up in a couple of months, right?
Butler Records,
Yeah.
We'll announce it when it happens.
and we will sell guitar stuff. Like that was one of the things I was talking to you
Yeah.
about too. Is having some small local builders who do stuff. Like it can't hurt me to toss a couple pedals in there, a guitar on the wall. So
We know a lot of them.
Yeah.
Where can people find the things that you are doing right now, or listen to your show or anything like that?
I suppose. I guess if you come find me on Facebook, I talk about all my stuff there. At I Hate Tom Butler. But I mean, that's my tag. I hate Tom Butler. But all the things I do have their own pages. So there's a Butler Records page, and I would encourage people to find Radio Unbound because I'm
Radio Unbound.
Radio Unbound.
Is that a website?
RadioUnbound.com.
Okay. Start
Nice.
there. Everything else will fall.
You'll find it all from there.
Okay. Sounds good. Tony Baloney.
Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out the stuff I do. I make pickguards for guitars. And Todd, too.
Yes.
Todd is wearing all my pickguards. Let me know shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you're trying to do, pickups, all the stuff. I'll make something special for you. As Todd likes to say, it's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Good job, Tony. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram at Guitar Knobs. That's probably the best place to start. If you have a rather lengthy thing to say, then send it to Todd at theguitarknobs.com.
Yeah.
That'll work too. We would love to hear from you. We love connecting with you out there that are listening. It is what makes the show really special.
Yeah.
And so we thank you for your attention and for choosing to listen to us. You're supporting us in just by doing that.
Let us know your 4 on the floor.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Or how about a Would You Rather?
I would love some new Would You Rathers. Yes,
Okay.
that'd be great. Okay, everybody, have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe.
Boing. The final season?
Oh, which one?
David Tennant.
I don't like that one. Good Omens. No. Yeah. I don't like it. I know that, and
You need a manager. I should be your manager. Oh, don't listen to him. He doesn't.
All right. Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
That way and that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it right there.
I have thought about it, but I wasn't sure if you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's the best I had. I'm gonna do it right. Yeah, but that's cool. That's yeah. It's like, and then the submarine pulls in.
Nice.
Are you a fan of Toast of London?
I'm unfamiliar.
Okay. I'm going to make one request.
Yes.
And you have to, as manly as you can, pinky promise that you're going to do it. Toast of London.
Toast of
Matt
London.
Berry. Well, no, actually.
We need to bring in everything full circle.
Yes.
So that's where you come in.
Yeah. Thanks. And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.